Fake Cheeseboard Sunday is here. We have got 3 cheeses and 3 beers, and we have gone with all London beers from independent craft beer breweries in our very own gorgeous Big Smoke. Why? Because now is the time to support local and independent, so why the hell not stick with all of our favourite guys and gals that are in our own capital city. So the first beer and cheese pairing we are going to start with is a nice complimentary beer and cheese pairing, just to get your taste buds warming up. So your cheese should have been out of the fridge for at least an hour, so getting that to room temperature. You want it to take your stout out at that time as well. You don't want that straight out of the fridge, because stouts are not drunk straight out of the fridge, but you've got time to do that if you haven't done it already, and then come back to me. Otherwise, we're going to crack on with the first beer, which is very straightforwardly called the Lager from Anspach Hobday. They are one of the original London craft beer breweries. They started off on the Bermondsey Beer Mile, one of the original Bermondsey Beer Mile lot, and now they are in the glamorous location of Croydon, next to a chicken shop or a chicken distribution. I don't know, I've seen some of their videos where it's just like massive fake KFC next to them, and it's quite funny. So Anspach Hobday, we love down the Dodo. We brought them with us to our Pits Hanger pop-up in September. They were kind of our house beer at Pits Hanger, so we always had Anspach Hobday on, and actually we had the lager on as our lager option during those 2 weeks of our pop-up, and it went down incredibly well. A lot of love for this lager came from our Pits Hanger pop-up. We were starting to think, remember when the summer was good, like we'd exited the first lockdown and the summer was good, we were feeling positive. I had started talking to the guys about installing a permanent lager line with this lager. That's how much we like this lager, so that is why I'm bringing it to you this month for the beer and cheese pairing. It is inspired by the Heller's lager beer style, which is the lager beer that comes from Munich. So we have got German malts, European hops. It is smooth, crisp, a little bit sweet. No bitterness or low bitterness in this beer. Very easy to drink, and it is going to go with this cheese here, which is going to test my French pronunciation. So we've had this cheese before. It's Vacherousse d'Argental. It is a smooth French cheese. So it's like brie. It tastes like clotted cream. It's creamy, earthy, buttery, but it's quite delicate, and it does have a slight sweetness to it too. So basically these two are going to come together and just really complement each other. So take a bit of cheese, take beer. Easy. Creaminess, the sweetness of that brings out the sweetness in the cheese, and then the carbonation, light, easy drinkingness of the lager basically lifts all the oils and the fattiness that you get from the creaminess and the butteriness. As I said, a complimentary pairing to start you off. Cheers to that. Then we move on to the next beer and cheese pairing. So we have got Wookie Whole Cheddar. That is a village in Somerset, so it's a Somerset cheddar, and it's actually cave-aged cheddar. So it is aged 200 feet underground, which is pretty cool, which is going to add to the kind of earthiness and nuttiness that you get in this cheddar. Ooh, nice and stinky. Give yourself a bit of that. The beer that we have gone with is Pressure Drop. So they're based in Tottenham, another one of the kind of big names on your London craft beer scene. It is a New England Pale Ale called Great Lake, and it is 5.2%. Give that a call. And it looks like this. So true story, I once had New England Pale Ale on cask in the Dodo and gave a gentleman his beer, and he sent it back to me because he was like, my beer is too cloudy. This is what a New England Pale Ale is supposed to look like. They have designed this beer to look like juice. And once upon a time, there was this craze where people would drink the beer, but there would be no head on it. It would be called an Iceman pouring. It would be like full to the brim cup with a little like bit of the liquid bulbing at the top, and that would become thin because it looked like juice. It's designed to taste juicy. Again, a low bitterness beer, very, very fruity, which is why we have paired it with your cheddar from Somerset, the Wookie Hole Cave Aged Cheddar. So this is nutty, earthy, and it's got that classic cheddar sweet saltiness combo. That's why we've gone with the fruitiness of this beer. So this beer has got all those lovely American hops that we love in it. So Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe. Yes, that's correct. So we're going to expect tropical notes, mango, pineapple, peachiness, and it's basically replacing fruit chutney, which you would normally have with this kind of cheese, and you know, that sort of balance of fruitiness, bringing out the sweet saltiness that you get in the cheddar tang, and replacing it with a fruity beer, because why the hell not? So take the cheddar, take the beer, let that all chemically react, and you'll see how those flavours boost each other. Wait, I've done it the wrong way. Cheese. I love this combo so much. So much. It just brings out the best in both of them. The fruitiness in the beer, the saltiness in the cheese, and then you can like get those little salty granules that keep lingering, so you want to take a bit more of the beer, and then you get all of that citrusy, fruity tang at the end. Probably my favourite one, although we know what's coming next, which is always a combo, which is like that. Right, so this blue cheese, I'm going to have to refer to my notes. I do notes, guys. I do notes for these, because I'm not a cheese expert. I'm just somebody who likes to pair things and hopefully teach you how beer and cheese together works really well, just as well as you thought that wine and cheese works together. So more people can discover beer, different styles of beer, and pair them with foods that you would like to eat. Good for Christmas, hopefully. So this next beer, the next brewery rather, is Brick Brewery. So they were started in 2013 in Peckham. So I believe all of these breweries started in railway arches, and these guys are still in railway arches down in Peckham, down in South East. And we have got a milk stout from them. Blackhorse Milk Stout, so one of their seasonal beers. It is 4.7% and it is a milk stout, which means it is going to be a little bit sweet because of the lactose in there. It gives it kind of a desserty feel. And we have paired it with this blue cheese here, which is the Fourme Dambon. Oh dear. If you're French and watching this, I am going to apologise right now, basically. So this is a creamy French blue cheese, one of France's oldest blue cheese. Dates back to Roman times. It is smooth and soft in texture, and it's got a really refined blue flavour. It's like a subtle blue, so not too in your face, which is good for me because I don't really like strong blue cheeses. If we've had strong blue cheeses in the past, I've gone up a level and paired it with a barley wine, because you want a beer that has got residual sweetness in it to be able to combat the kind of funk, pungent intensity of blue cheese. So this pairing together, a milk stout, a sweet dark beer, because from dark beers you often get kind of chocolate caramel notes in them because of the roasted malts that they've used. And then if they've added milk, so if they called it a milk stout, or if it's a dessert stout, then they've added lactose in it to make it really sweet. If it's got vanilla in it, great, because that's going to help you draw out the flavours in the blue cheese. This is a pairing made in heaven. Every single one of these Fake Cheeseboard Sundays we've done since the beginning of lockdown 1, we have always had blue cheese, dark beer, or blue cheese and barley wine. And we've never changed that because it's a winning combo. So, thick milk stout, basically. It's got body, it is chocolatey. You can smell the roastedness on there. There's a hint of caramel. I'm going to take a sip because I love dark beers. And then you can get that nice, sweet hint of vanilla milkiness finish on this beer. So you're going to take the blue cheese, take the beer, and let that all react, and you're going to see how this sweetness in this beer is going to balance out the saltiness and the intensity in the blue. And it's like the beer and cheese combo that keeps giving, because it's such a delicate blue. It's so creamy that you get that blue hit every now and then, which means you can keep taking the milk stout on, and then it just calms it all down and lets it all mellow out in your mouth. That was your whistle-stop tour of beer and cheese pairing. I have tried to do this and nail it in a one take, less than 15 minutes, so then I can upload this as fast as possible, because I love to ramble on these things, and I love to update you in general about business, but that's not what these are about. This is about cheese and beer pairings. Again, we always thank Brent at Cheddar Deli for supplying us with his cheese all throughout these Fake Cheeseboard Sundays. What can I say, guys? We're disappointed not to be back, and I can't hide that disappointment, but I've made a pact with myself to try not to be too sweary and negative, because that's not good for anybody, is it? We hope to be back in February. Happy Cheese and Beer Day to you.